I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Tony Northrup.
Welcome to our live show. You probably know the routine. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for creating a fast and easy professional website or online portfolio. You can try it out for free for 14 days, no credit card required or anything. And if you decide to buy it and want 10% off, go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code
photolive.
I'm a little bit like put off, right? Not put off, but I'm not used to there not being an echo in the room.
Oh yeah, you can't see it on camera, but we added a bunch of foam and such around the room to try to improve the audio quality. We're gradually improving things.
We're getting there, we're getting
I think
there.
it does sound a little bit, you're right, there's no
echo. And I was really distracted, like the whole time I was saying that. I was like, why is there no echo? It sounds weird in here. Anyway, breaking down the fourth wall.
Yeah, so today we're talking about the Nikon D810. We're going to talk about wildlife photography with you guys. Kind of a two-way discussion.
You guys and
You'll
gals.
send in your tips and such. And we're going to talk about this Borg thing on my head, the Panasonic HX-A500.
Is that what's different about you? I was wondering why you looked so handsome.
It's a 4K wearable camera, so we have some sample footage from it that we'll play a little bit later on. And we'll talk about it. What do you want to start with, the wildlife photography
tips?
Let's
talk about wildlife photography. We wanted to hear your tips, your experiences, and we had some of our own. We kind of sat down and brainstormed things that we've learned. So one thing that we've learned is that animals are the most active at dusk and dawn, which is great for photographers because that's when the golden hours are. So you have great light, and there are a lot of animals. So go out early or around sunset, and you'll be rewarded. A lot of animals.
Well, you can have great light, right? Because kind of the worst case scenario is when the sun is on the other side of the animal.
Oh, yeah,
Because then the animal's completely in shadow, but the sky will be really bright. And then, I mean, if you want a silhouette, that's great, but you probably don't. So I always say keep the sun at your back.
Yeah, you could use
because then the animal will be nicely illuminated. You want that hard light with animals, too. Not like soft, overcast light doesn't work as well. It's better for portraits, but for animals, hard light.
You could use the photographer's ephemeris and find out where you have to be to get the sun in the animal's face.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a matter of going to the other side of a pond or just plotting it out. I'll have different spots that I go in the morning and the evening.
Funny you should mention a pond, because my other bit of advice would be to find water.
Yeah.
Every animal needs water to survive, so they're always near it. And I was thinking about it, we always end up being around water, whether it be like a stream or a pond or the ocean or an estuary.
And water does something else, is it's a clearing too. So you can actually see a little bit of a distance, because to go into the woods and photograph something is so hard, because you might see an amazing owl in the tree, but then there'll be 48 branches between you and that owl.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to focus, and it's impossible to get a clear picture. But if you're shooting across water, there's a clearing there, so you can actually see stuff.
Yes, and another thing we noticed about water when we're trying to get our osprey pictures is that during low tide, they can see the fish better, so there are more osprey out during low tide.
Yeah, so you're not just tracking the time of day and the light and the weather, you're also tracking the tides. And sometimes we'd figure out we want to be there at low tide, and I'd sit there and watch the tides, which change by like an hour a day.
Yeah.
And find a time when the tides are at the right levels and the sun would be at the right conditions. And then we would also need
I'm going to add another element and blow your mind. And this isn't something we usually look for, but we should: barometric pressure. Because when a storm is coming, the animals all come out before or after a storm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'll throw in wind.
Wind. Oh,
for birds especially.
Are we basically telling them it's impossible? We're like, Tuesday only, near the water, no wind.
It gets to be really hard once you get great pictures and you're looking for a portfolio picture that takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know you need all these things lined up just perfectly. And so, yeah, it gets hard.
Yeah. But make sure they're catching a fish with a party hat on, and you should be fine.
Perfect rising sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, about the wind, I always say keep the wind to your back for birds. Because like osprey and eagles, they'll hit the water, but then they have to take off into the wind because it's easier. So they'll always take off into the wind. And that's the shot you want. If you have the wind hitting your face, then they're going to be taking off away from you, and you will get bird butt.
Bird butt?
Yeah, nobody wants that. So you want the sun and wind to your back.
It kills 9 out of 10 people, bird butt. Wow, that is really, we're presenting a challenge for them. Perfect conditions.
Yeah, these are ideal. Go out any day.
These are ideal. I think you just need to go out every day. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, just spend time. And yeah, once you start fine-tuning it and you're really trying to get perfect pictures, these are the things you keep in mind. And
learning animal behavior.
Yeah, you really have to become a biologist. The best wildlife photographers have like a PhD in biology. And they've spent months studying one specific animal, figuring out all its behaviors. And
then you go out in the field and you just wait and watch and study and wait some more.
Yeah, those amazing pictures in National Geographic, those photographers, well, they have a master's or a PhD in that one animal, specializing in that one species. And then they will go to locations.
In one animal, you can have your PhD? I have my
well, maybe they wrote their thesis on the reproductive behavior of meerkats. Then you're spending 6 months to 5 years. Most of them spend that long in the field with that animal, getting close, letting the animal get used to them, really studying their behaviors. And that's how they get those amazing pictures, like years of time. You have to put your time in.
And you could get a baby biologist like our daughter, Madeline, because for some reason she's so good at animal behavior. She said to us before, we should go out when the water's low because the birds like to fish more. And we were like, oh, yeah, you smart little baby.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I wonder if they have any good tips. Has anyone recommended something,
I'll pull up some
Justin?
tips. If you see something, Justin, jump on in.
Chris Rao taught us you need bug repellent. We always ended up getting eaten alive.
Yeah, you really do need... Well, you have to make yourself comfortable for staying out there for some amount of time.
Oh, you know what lesson you learned?
Important.
Don't wear flip-flops.
Yeah,
you have to get good
brand
boots.
New 5D Mark III.
Yeah, good boots or shoes because you're going to end up in water or somewhere slippery.
Yeah.
That's a good one. We have a picture of Sam Shannon carrying me through a stream because I didn't
She's a real trooper.
I didn't have appropriate footwear, so she said, "I'll carry you." I said, "Okay, onward, Sam."
Well, I don't see that our screener has added any comments. I don't know. Our screener could be dead or something.
Oh no, is it Bill? Bill's dead.
What happened to Bill? Okay, so why don't we go and talk about the D810 and then we can circle back for your wildlife photography tips.
I have so much more to talk about.
Oh, I'm sorry, you have more.
Yeah, you have to go on bird watching community pages. So just Google your local bird watchers and they track all of the animals for you. They tell you where they're last seen. They talk about all of the birds they see. So just become one of those people.
And I will say there's a big difference between bird watchers and wildlife photographers. Like you're both looking for the animals and studying the behavior, but bird watchers I find have no appreciation for when the light is nice and they don't care how close they can get to the animal. Like the smaller an animal is, the closer you need to get.
Yeah.
So you kind of find out, oh, this bird will tolerate me if I go to this spot, or here's a spot that doesn't have as many animals, but I can get closer.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff you care about as a photographer that a bird watcher doesn't really care. A lot of them just will like listen for the bird songs and then check it off their list.
But they know where the bird's
but we have
at.
to see it. But yeah, they're invaluable.
Yeah.
They're all old people, but they're the best people. And they know all the spots too. They'll just take you around. I've been in these bird clubs.
You could learn a lot from bird watchers. They're patient
You really do.
folks.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah. What?
We have a special surprise.
Bring it over here. Why don't you bring it up here, Matt, and bring it on, or Justin, you can bring it up. It's Justin's birthday today. Happy birthday, Justin.
Birthday to you. Sorry we didn't help you sing.
Just making sure I'm not tangled.
Justin.
Mad, come here.
Look at that.
Madeline is our cupcake delivery person.
Yeah.
Madeline?
Yeah.
And Tony?
Well, you don't
and
have to
Chelsea?
give us your cupcake. You have to make a wish and blow it out. What'd you wish for?
I'm
That
not
you
telling.
go home and not...
You almost tricked him. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
She even sang you a good song.
Justin is 16 today.
Yeah. It's finally legal
he can get his license.
for him to work for us. It's been child labor from here, but yay!
Okay, I see some comments coming in. Chris Greenwood says, my tip is to make sure and get out in bad weather. Snow and rain do wonderful things to a furry coat. Chris says he prefers overcast for animals so there's no harsh shadows for mammals. Yeah, that can be. Yeah, you're right. If the sun, I don't like hard light, like a clear sky when the sun's high in the sky. If you have the sun at your back, I prefer nice clear skies.
Yeah.
But you're right, overcast when the sun is high is even better. And he says the bad conditions. Some of my favorite wildlife pictures have been in the snow and rain.
Yeah.
Because it's that one thing to make it special. And you need that one thing. Otherwise, it's just like a plain vanilla picture.
Or morning dew. Like, I've gotten really good little bunny pictures, and they're just all around dewy leaves and grass and flowers. And
yeah, special weather conditions help a lot.
Good one, Chris. Way to be Chris.
Vincent, 112 June. Leave a tent near a pond, and then when you want, you can enter it and poke the lens out a flap. Wildlife get used to the tent.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
We did that in our backyard.
Yeah, wherever you can leave a blind up is a good idea. But yeah, they'll have to get used to the blind because you can bring a blind to an awesome spot and set it up, and you will freak all the animals out by putting up the blind.
Yeah.
So you would have to then sit there for 4 hours. So it's a great idea to leave it up ahead of time and then return.
Yeah, if that's a possibility, that's a good one.
You want to read the next comment, Justin?
If you are into macro and have room in your yard, plant a bunch of different plants to attract different insects.
Yeah. Like a butterfly bush.
Yep.
They're all different flowers and different things that will attract different butterflies and birds. Hummingbirds like certain kinds of plants.
Yeah, I have done this for years. I've picked out specific plants that attract wildlife. Deers like certain types of plants too. If you want to
Deer seem to like every plant that
Unfortunately,
you
they will
like.
just kill it right away. Yeah, the deer usually aren't a problem.
May I recommend hostas because they think mine are salad. So that's a good one.
Bill Peppas says, Tony looks like one of Finch's agents from Person of Interest. I've heard good things about that show. I haven't seen it. I'm just glad people aren't comparing me to Billy Bob Thornton on Fargo anymore.
I think that's cool. He's one of my favorite villains ever.
Oh, I think that's cool too, but he has some of the worst hair on TV, right?
Yeah, but I could give you a killer bowl cut if you just stay still for like 5 minutes.
Maybe for Halloween.
Okay.
Did you have any other tips that you wanted to share?
Let's see. Researching a certain species works well. Like, well, I've just learned some things from being out in the field, but I noticed that crows are always cawing at predatory birds, hawks, eagles, and owls. And whenever I would hear the crows, I would just go looking for them and see what was starting all of the commotion. And it was usually an owl where I was. So you can go online and you can look up the animals you're looking for and look for their behavior, and that will help you find them and photograph them.
Yeah, our friend Chris Rao should get credit for that tip. He's the one who tipped us off that if you want to find an owl, you listen for cawing crows.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does work. They're always chasing something off.
Crows.
They're making lots of noise.
They're like feisty little gang members.
I wonder if this thing's still recording. Good.
Oh yeah, what?
You got more?
What are you going to do with that thing on your head? Oh, no, I'm done.
I've been doing like a day in the life of Tony Northrup thing. We'll have a little clip to play later on just to kind of demo it.
That sounds cool.
Well, it will only be cool if I condense it down to like 15 seconds. Like you wouldn't want to sit through 24 hours of it.
Oh.
But maybe if I chop it up enough, something interesting will happen.
Okay. You should have had it on when you were opening up that jar of peppers. It would have been an action scene.
Chelsea did the thing where she handed me a jar of banana peppers to open, and as a guy, you either open it or you hand over your man card. So I was really struggling with this thing.
I didn't realize I was putting you under that kind of pressure.
Oh yeah, it's like life or death, but it's more like testicles or no testicles. You know what I mean? And I wanted to keep them, so
I have no idea.
I was really going at it, and I finally got it, and then it just sprayed pepper juice all over my shirt.
And then that's when I was like, oh my God, my husband's a man. Whoa, you get that jar.
Rah!
You get that jar.
And I ate all the peppers 'cause I'm a man.
Well, this just got weird. What's next?
Nikon announced the new D810, and it's kind of cool.
It's got awesome. It makes me want to switch to Nikon, actually.
Yeah,
it's got crazy cool
I've always
specs.
kind of felt this way about the D800s too, because they have this amazing sensor that just blows anything Canon has away.
Yeah.
And they don't. Canon blows it away in many other ways, but that sensor, man. And if you're doing landscape photography or something, that's kind of what you want. I have a picture of the D810 pulled up here, and it's pretty much the same as the D800 if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
It's a 36 megapixel full frame camera body.
Yeah.
Runs you about $3,300. Couple
What?
more.
Oh, why did I find $4,500?
That was probably for the kit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that you can get it as a kit with a bunch of lenses and stuff. But we have a bunch of specs here. So it's basically just got the sensor from the Sony A7R, because Nikon buys sensors from Sony.
Yeah.
Nikon just doesn't make their own sensors for whatever reason.
It's got ISO 64.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's actually, it seems lame, but that's the thing, one of the things I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
I always want lower ISOs. I'd love to be able to shoot at ISO 10 and, you know, get long exposures without a neutral density filter, get like super, super clean images when I can.
Yeah.
Because why not? I don't know why they put a lower limit on it.
I don't know. And I was also excited about the video capabilities, HD 1080p. That's something we're always looking for now that we're obsessed with video.
Well, yeah, this one does 60 frames a second. The
Yeah.
previous one did 30 frames a second. So it's a little of an improvement, but I was disappointed there was no 4K on it.
Oh, there is no 4K.
Because that's, to me, that's the benchmark. And we've been shooting with the GH4s in 4K, and this stupid thing is 4K.
That's 4K?
It's 4K.
I saw the footage and I thought it looked like junky.
It's not great in low light.
Maybe it was probably a 720, maybe you saw? I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. It's nice and sharp, but it's not. This thing's not great in low light. You'll see a sample later.
Okay.
But to me, you got to bring 4K, or it's not a video camera anymore.
Oh, for Tony Northrup, you bring 4K to the table, or you go home. You go home.
Yeah, I'm really shocked. I think the problem is that only Panasonic has figured out how to move all the data from the chip to the memory card efficiently enough to process the video. It seems like, because nobody else has done anything 4K. Well, my Samsung phone has 4K, but Nikon can't figure out how to do it with this big, beautiful sensor. Oh, the 4K video could get out, but you can't. So I'm really disappointed there's no 4K on it. They say there's one step better ISO, but then they say by using improved image processing.
Okay.
Which means if you're shooting JPEG, you might like it. If you're shooting RAW, you won't see any difference.
Who buys a camera like this and then processes the files with JPEG?
Right. So who cares, right? I just don't buy it. And every time they release a new camera, they're like, it's 1 or 2 stops better ISO. Canon does it. They all do it. And then we look at the RAW files and you shrug. You're like, it's the same. I saw that from the 5D Mark II to the 5D Mark III, like no difference. Quieter shutter, a little bit better AF, better grip and controls. Released July 17th, so a little less than a month. $3,300 for the body, and that's exactly the same price as the D800E, the current model without the anti-aliasing filter. So right now they have the D800 and the D800E. The D800E doesn't have an AA filter, so it's a little sharper. They're merging those together. There's just the D810 now, and it doesn't have the AA filter.
Okay.
But honestly, it seems like such a minor upgrade from the D800E, and in fact, it's priced exactly the same. And I don't know who I'd recommend bothering to upgrade.
It sounds cool to me.
It's cool. Here are the things that I was disappointed. They didn't make any substantial improvements in the image quality. The frames per second didn't change. There's no 4K. And then there are all these features that I keep wanting to see in high-end cameras.
Oh, no Wi-Fi, no GPS.
Yeah, for some reason you get these features in consumer-level cameras, but they don't put them in the high-end cameras because they're just like, pros don't want to be distracted by stuff. But I don't know about you, but I love working with a touchscreen on a camera.
Yeah.
Even for professional work, because you can pinch to zoom. You can like go like this and zoom in tight and make sure your focus is clear. You can pan around the image and make sure everybody's eyes in a group shot are sharp. And you can do it so much faster with a touchscreen rather than using a stupid thumb dial or something. Touchscreens are so great. And you can flip through stuff. It just helps your workflow. We need that. And Wi-Fi and GPS are really useful too for different things, for transferring your pictures and putting them on a social network, which pros do.
Yeah, they do.
GPS is great for travel and landscape photographers, for remembering your location so you can return there later. It's great for wildlife photographers. You find your great spot and you take a picture, and if it's GPS tagged, you can always get back there. So you can get an extra module for Wi-Fi and GPS, but they cost a lot of money and they make your camera all clunky and less waterproofed. And finally, no USB 3. I don't know why nobody's putting USB 3 on these cameras, but sometimes I like to use a USB cable to transfer the pictures off.
So you're not a fan, huh?
I'm disappointed. There's almost nothing new on this camera. Here's a comparison. They're using the A7R sensor, And so this is basically the new sensor versus the old sensor on the right. Sorry, the old one's on the right. But you can see the ratings are about the same. The A7R is actually rated a little bit worse than the old sensor.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're making some other tweak that will, hopefully it's not actually a worse sensor, but either way, it's so close that it's basically a wash. I just don't know why anybody would bother upgrading it.
Because they made it sound really cool. Because when I read about it, I was super excited before I got the Tony Northrup breakdown. I was like, this sounds great.
I guess I just went in with higher hopes, you know?
I went in with zero hopes.
Yeah, well, that's the way to be happy in life, I think.
I go into everything with zero hopes. That's why this marriage has worked out so well.
It's great. It's good to be able to exceed expectations like that.
Yeah.
Let's pop over and see if anybody else had some comments. So Muhammad Alamir, one of our favorite photographers in the readers group, use Wi-Fi if your camera has one, then go hide far away and control the settings from your smartphone. I used this a few weeks ago. It works well. I'll post it in the group later. I've not tried that. I don't know how. I understand it would be a useful remote control thing, but
can you focus?
Yeah, how would you get precise focus, and how would you frame it? You'd have to shoot kind of wide angle, and you'd have to have really deep depth of field. I guess you'd have to know exactly where the animal was going to be. Maybe if you put food out and you knew it was going to be exactly in this spot.
We should try it with Sandy later.
Okay. We'll give that a shot. I will say it would let you put the camera really close to the animal and shoot kind of wide angle, which is nice. I hate the telephoto.
They must do that, because I always see pictures of like little meerkats on a camera, or like looking into it or something.
Yeah. Okay, that's something to try.
It's something to try. Let's experiment.
Ray Martinez recommends going to the All About Birds website and downloading bird sounds, like I recommend.
Don't talk about that. That makes bird people crazy. They think, I don't know. Let's just move on.
Yeah, some people don't like
it's
the idea of playing
controversial.
bird songs because they think the birds hear the song and then it just wrecks their whole life, and they just go on a drinking binge and they leave their spouse and get into a car wreck.
That's a tough bird life that you described there.
And it all started because you played the Blue Jay sound from your smartphone.
I could see how playing it too much might annoy the birds, but I looked it up and I didn't see anything. I couldn't find any evidence that it was actually bad for birds.
Yeah, I couldn't find one single example of somebody saying this animal died or didn't do something it should have done because of bird songs.
Yeah.
But it is something to be aware of. Yeah, Bill Puppets points out that you can use your smartphone to make geotagged photos. It's just not as convenient, right? Because you got to start your smartphone up and it burns your smartphone batteries, and then later you have to sync everything.
Yeah.
I have a couple of cameras with GPS built in. It's just nice to have it built in.
It's just nice, guys. It's just nice.
Somebody suggests using Camera RC for the remote controlled cameras like Muhammad was talking about. It shows you a live view of your PC. On your PC screen, allows you to tweak all your settings, including the focus. Oh.
What was that thing that Sam had? Remember
Cam
she brought...
Ranger.
Oh, Cam Ranger.
Yeah, that's one way to go if your camera
Yeah.
doesn't have Wi-Fi.
That was cool.
In Chapter 8 of Sending Digital Photography, I also discussed just using like a laser or infrared trap that will just trigger your camera.
The time machine?
Yeah, that one's the time machine.
That's how you got a beaver picture, right?
Yeah.
That was cool. That's when I knew that you were serious. You
When
were
I put my
committed.
camera out overnight.
Yeah.
I really wanted that stupid beaver picture.
Yeah.
It's in the book. Yeah, I guess those are different options for you. My channel 108 has a question. How far can one lower the shutter speed when one is sitting rather than standing, hands-free? Sitting seems to be a more stable situation. I don't know. Do you know? They're talking about just eliminating camera shake. How much more stable are you when you're sitting?
I sit all of the time, and you'll see with my wildlife pictures, I actually rest the lens on my knee.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed a huge difference. I mean, it depends how steady of a hand you have. I'm really shaky, so I wouldn't be a good person to ask. It really depends how stable you are. I'd say try it. but I wouldn't experiment if I were trying to get shots that were kind of once-in-a-lifetime shots. If I were actually in the process of taking pictures of a bird, I wouldn't even mess around with that. I'd probably make sure you know what your limit is, because we wouldn't know how stable you are.
Yeah, I guess it does depend on the person. I don't know that because most of the shaking is coming from your arms, I think. So I don't know that sitting would necessarily help. I'll say it helps to put your elbows against your body.
Yeah.
And I like to kind of lean back a little bit so everything's kind of over my center of gravity and my, what you don't want is your arms to be out here.
Yeah, because then you're wobbling. You want to brace them against your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't know what he's going to do. I'm still not that good. I don't have a very steady hand, so. But
I can get shots that are a couple of stops slower than the reciprocal rule. As long as I take lots of shots. Like, I'm not going to get 100%, but maybe I'll get
Depends
25%.
on the lens, too. If I have image stabilization, I'm better.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't we demo
What are we doing?
This here wearable camera. We have a little reel that we stitched together, and then you and I can run and grab a beverage, because somehow we forgot to get a drink before the show started.
We were running so late.
Yeah. We were really scrambling to get live. So why don't you roll that when you can, Justin?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. This is just sample clips stitched together, taken from this camera, but you'll kind of see a little bit of the day in the life. We have a full review coming.
You got me in the morning, didn't you?
No.
Okay.
I was quite merciful with the editing.
Thank you.
Good girl. Hey, Sandy. Go for a run.
Hi. Hi.
So, HX-A500 is a pretty shitty name for something that's supposed to compete with the GoPro Hero, right?
Yeah.
GoPro Hero versus HX-A500.
I can't even remember that.
No, that sucks. Oh, there it goes. Let's see if this faster card works any better with it. Upsettingly, it didn't beep or anything when it had to stop recording. Like, the GoPro will beep really loudly, let you know that it's not working anymore. You could definitely miss some cool footage because of that.
Yeah.
And we're back. So that's the HX-A500, which is this camera here. It's kind of a sports, they market it as a sports camera and it's waterproof, but I tried to take it jogging. You saw a little clip of it and it fell off my head shortly after I got out of the driveway.
Yeah.
So they do sell another headset for it that's supposed to be more solid, and I ordered it, but they're not yet shipping the accessories. They're shipping the camera, but not the accessories. The accessories are kind of limited too. Like you can't get a tripod mount for it that I can see. There's no way to attach it to a tripod.
Weird.
Which is weird. There's no suction cup mount for it.
Does it have one of those cool telescopic things?
No. It's pretty much just a wearable camera. You can clip it to your hat, or you can put a headband on like this. And it doesn't seem to stand up to too much shaking or jumping around or anything, so you're not going skydiving with it. But you could probably ride a horse or a skateboard. I don't think
a horse on a skateboard?
A horse on a skateboard would be good too. I don't think you could manage to go swimming with it. Maybe we'll try that out
Oh, is it
later.
waterproof?
It is waterproof, but I think it would fly off your head if you tried to go underwater with it.
Huh.
Hopefully it's waterproof. We'll find out.
We'll try it.
That'd be cool.
Hopefully it's waterproof.
But so far, I kind of found maybe, I mean, you watched the video, judge for yourself, but maybe I found it to be pretty compelling to see that first-person perspective. What do you think?
I thought it was cool.
You don't seem to have formed a strong opinion at this point.
No, because, well, I'm a late adapter. I don't know that I'd have a personal use for it, but it was still neat.
Yeah.
You talked about hooking it up to Oculus Rift. So,
Yeah.
so you could, in 3D, experience Tony Northrup making his coffee.
So compelling. So you want to look at a Squarespace portfolio with me?
Yeah, I do.
Squarespace is our sponsor. They make awesome websites for just about anything that you might want, including photography portfolios, but other types of businesses too.
Yeah.
They're great for amateur or professional photographers. And somebody here, JB Photos, has submitted a portfolio for us to review that's hosted on Squarespace.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in hosting your own Squarespace portfolio, go to
squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code
photolive.
Wow, that's teamwork.
All right.
Let's get started.
We love them. That's what we use.
So far, I'm loving this picture. I feel like I'm at the show.
Yeah, that is cool. Okay, so that's just a still picture. Oh, okay. So it looks like they do some videography too.
Okay.
So you can head there yourself if you like watching it. We'll stick with the portraits. These are band portraits, I guess. So they're a little grittier than you might normally see, but I like them. They're thoughtful. That's a creative composition. I like the high angle. There he is at work. That's a cool shot too. I like the low angle. So really creative angles, gritty textures, rich colors, thoughtful expressions.
I'm agreeing by not disagreeing.
Here we see
Insane
some
clown
ICP.
Clowns scare me. Let's go to skateboarding.
Just want to look at the thumbnails. Okay, that could probably be pared down a little bit.
Good skateboarding shot.
Yeah, that's cool. I
I like
the
that
motion
kid in the
his hair.
background. I might clone him out. What's he doing anyway?
Yeah, we don't like this kid.
He
out.
brought down that guy's badassness by like 25%. Like you're like, whoa, and then you're like, why is he hanging out with that kid?
We have two very similar shots, this one and the one two prior, so you might cut out one of them. And cut that kid out too, because we all hate that kid.
Hey, I didn't say I hated him.
No, I think you did.
Yeah, I did.
He's crying a little bit right now.
Oh. Whoa.
That's kind of cool as a sequence. Cool. You could also just run with that one. Like, that tells the whole story, I think. And that is an awesome shot.
This
I love
guy's
the parkour
extreme.
guys. Yeah, this is a great angle. You can see it got down low and he's pointed up, and that helps to accentuate
take that
the
person's
height.
head out of the background.
Yeah, cut that kid out. All right, I felt like that was a good number of photos. There were a couple that were almost duplicated that you could probably pair out. Better to err on the side of fewer pictures.
Oh. I love scruffy dogs.
I always encourage people to include variety in their portfolios. Yeah. So if we don't see any variety, but we go from this scrappy dog being all cute with like a perfect background to this guy. What do you think? Is that acceptable use of spot color?
I didn't even notice it was spot color, so I guess so. This guy really steals the show. I don't know that he even needed spot color. Man.
Yeah, I can't imagine what's going on in the background that would have distracted you from him.
And then a nice family photo.
Yeah, it goes from this to that. That is some diversity in your portfolio. Yeah. This is the definition of diversity.
I like the one before is like kiss a baby, and then the next one's like eat a baby. Yeah. Why were we both thinking that? What's wrong with us?
Well, I think a little fill flash would have helped us out a lot. You can see their eyes are all dark. A little fill flash will help, or maybe a reflector or something. Just a little front lighting. It's a nice, thoughtful portrait. Perfect focus on the near eye, nice depth of field.
That's so cute.
It is cute. The kid, his expression's hilarious.
Yeah, that's really cute. That might actually make a good black and white photo.
Man, now I'm a little nervous whenever the pictures get really nice and sweet. Like, what's the next one going to be?
I know. I'm anxious. I know we're going
to find out this finger's detached and just bleeding out the other end.
Sometimes, like, we say too many pictures, we got bored looking at them, but this portfolio is intense, and I just...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's actually making me anxious a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, what's next?
Oh, back to the sweet guy.
And then it ends with the sweet dog.
Or after. Okay, thanks. That was fun to go through.
That was really fun. Let's go to contact. How will we... What? Josh, we need a picture of you.
Yeah, I wish I had time to watch the music videos. Yeah, we need a picture of you. It's good to put your email address there.
Yeah.
And maybe some sort of pricing or something, though. It seems like you're mostly focused on the video, and that could be impossible to really price out.
Yeah.
Let's quickly look and see what Josh had to say about Squarespace. Josh Bryant, I love Squarespace. It was so easy to set up and maintain. All positive. Nobody's ever said anything bad, as far as people who got as far as submitting their portfolio anyway.
Erky tried it and he didn't like it, but he pretty much is a glutton for punishment because he spent like forever updating his other portfolio. He said it was a nightmare.
Yesterday, like all day, he was just coding,
and then messaging me and being like, "Why am I doing this?" But he really likes to customize, I guess. The pain is worth it for him.
Yeah. I actually found Squarespace to be really customizable. Like,
I thought so too.
You can go in and edit the CSS and HTML, so I didn't talk to him about what he was missing, but you can pretty much do unlimited stuff, but you don't have to. That's the nice thing about it.
Don't tell him, because he's already come so far.
He's going to go back to it. And
we don't want him to go back to it, because I hated seeing my friend breaking down like that.
If it ain't broke, Erky, we're not trying to push everybody to Squarespace. He's got something good going already.
Yeah, if you've got something good going.
Let's see if there are any comments going here. This is Tony Northrup, MTV Cribs. Yeah, I guess you saw a little bit of my house, but no, it's not. Somebody asked a question. Have you experienced any focusing issues with the 18-135 STM on the 70D? There seems to be problems with model shipping to European countries, especially Germany. I haven't. Justin, you use the 70D with that zoom lens all the time. Any problems with it?
No, actually, I've been very happy with it. I love the 70D.
Yeah, it's been spot on for us.
Yeah,
I don't know. Focusing problems can be hard to diagnose. Like 9 times out of 10, it's just user error. And I know people don't like it when I say that. They love to blame the gear. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is here, but
I like the next question. Tony, how do you compare your time as a tech manual writer to what you are doing? Which is more fun?
Photography is way more fun. Yeah. I mean, not that I wasn't jazzed when Windows 8.1 came out.
Yeah.
And I could be like, oh man, they added an icon for the start menu in the lower left corner. That's going to be really exciting to write about. I shouldn't be too sarcastic about Microsoft products because you never know when this will all fall apart and I'll have to go back to working.
Don't say that.
Microsoft. But I don't know. At the time, it was my dream job for like 15 years to be working with computers and the latest software. And
you had a good run.
I definitely did. I wrote something like 31 computer books.
Yeah. I don't know how you did it.
Copies and and I loved doing it too. I loved especially writing the programming stuff. I really enjoyed. But now I've been super into photography for a long time. So photography more fun.
Yeah, I like teaching photography too.
Yeah, it's more fun.
Watching people make progress is fun.
Oh, okay. So several people pointed out that some of my specs on the D810 were incorrect. And
oh, damn it, Tony.
I appreciate you doing that because I went through it pretty quickly. It does say it has USB 3, though I didn't notice that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, low battery. This thing, I have not ever managed to get the battery fully charged. I don't know why. I've not managed to get it past like 2 out of 3 bars. So I'll take this monstrosity off.
The battery's in there. You can't like swap a battery out, right?
It doesn't seem to be swappable at all. Like you can swap it out on the GoPro, which is nice. We have an extra battery for it, and it does run out. This thing just seems to run out, and then you're out of luck. Okay, so the D810 does have USB 3.
Yeah.
It does have Zebra.
That's what I thought when I looked it up, but I didn't want to disagree with you.
And they say that, yeah, it has 7 FPS in DX mode, which is good if you're doing wildlife or something. So it does get a little faster if you don't mind. That's like a 1.5x crop. If you also have the battery grip installed. So yeah, it's a useful thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are good things. I'm excited about the USB 3. I didn't know that.
What?
Oh man, what happened here?
Just breaking everything.
Oh. You want to look at another portfolio?
I do.
Okay, this is another Squarespace portfolio, but after this we'll look at the links that you've submitted live. If you want to send us your portfolio or photo, go to sdp.io/link and we'll take a look at it in just a minute. So send us those links and we'll check it out.
Oh. I like that.
Capturelights.com. Yeah, it is a nice picture, though I kind of wish at least this flower were also in focus because it's like front and center.
Yeah. Crocus.
That's a really nice shot. I might even lead with that one. But again, you know, I think I'd like to see these petals in focus too.
Yeah?
Don't you think?
Flowers can be so suggestive.
What does that suggest to you?
It's just a beautiful flower. It suggests to me that I should go garden. Let's just keep moving.
But that reminded you of something? I just don't know what. Gardening?
Corn on the cob. How about this one?
Right. I like the pack. There I think the shallow depth of field works.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice katydid, I think. Yeah, perfect depth of field there. Gorgeous colors. Really beautiful shot. I'm going to say rearrange these pictures a little bit because I didn't feel like you started with your best picture. Start with your best picture, end with your second best. Make sure there's lots of variety in between. I think this of the katydid and this flower in the black background were the strongest. Maybe start with this one, end with this one. Just mix it up a little bit.
I love the mushroom shot too. I like the way they arranged their pictures. They have all the vertical on top and the horizontal on the bottom.
Yeah, the thumbnails do look great.
Yeah, their thumbnails are really well organized, and that's something that it makes it look easier to browse. Sometimes people are like horizontal and vertical, and it gets all chopped up, and it can be difficult to look at. So.
Yeah, Squarespace, the template does the bulk of the work for you as far as making the thumbnails. You just drag your pictures in. It's super easy. But you do have to kind of think about the layout, and they've done a good job, and they've done a better job of organizing the thumbnails than I have. Which of these categories do you want to see next?
People.
People.
Oh my gosh, look at that little people. Only 4 people.
We need more people.
We need
That's
more
a really
people.
cute picture.
The girl has great hair.
It's a nice shot too. Great light. I love the light that you get in the snow. Another nice shot too. So this could definitely use some padding, right?
I had to do this with my street photography category because it was just you and Madeline. I was like, okay, that's not really great. But just take more pictures and then you have more pictures to choose from. So I'd just get rid of the category until you have more to choose from. Because it's It's a bit thin right now.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Or just merge your pictures into some bigger category.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of categories here. More than most people will browse through. Let's see what we got here. 5 pictures here. That's a cool shot. I love this is a long exposure at night. These are tail lights. Great use of leading lines. That's a great shot.
Very suggestive.
You're having a very like Freudian day today.
I am.
That's a great shot too. I love what the long exposure did to the water and the clouds. Really nice details. And I love looks like you put the moon, maybe a street light, probably the moon, right through the tree there. Nice placement, great composition. And you have some lighting behind you that lit this tree up, so it wasn't just a silhouette. Great job, beautiful colors. Yeah. Great angle on that one too.
I like the little grass in the foreground.
Yeah, definitely. And this is an interesting idea. They aligned it, instead of aligning with the horizon level, they aligned it with the street level. So it does provide a sense of level, but it makes everything a little more dynamic and interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've seen. It's a concept of composition that I've not really thought about before. But I like that a lot. Very cool.
It is creative. Cool. This person's cool and suggestive.
The cool shot of the moon.
Travel. We love travel.
No, all right. Pick a city here.
They're all around us. New York.
That's not Dumbo Park, but it's the one on the other side of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Wait, what? Go back. Oh.
Unless that might be, no.
Is it the bridge from the other side?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Why do we do this? Why do we try to figure anything out? We're stupid. We're stupid idiots. That's beautiful pictures. I love that one with the pilings in the foreground.
Yeah, these are too similar.
Look at all of the seagulls. They're like sharing really well. Just one pile.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see those seagulls. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
I like that.
I love the composition on this one. I really do.
And the bridge is just at the end.
Yeah.
Wow. How did they not get 1 million people in the picture? Remember when we tried to get pictures there?
Yeah, I guess they just had better timing. See the Freedom Tower over here.
I guess they're just better than us.
Reflection shot. I like that a lot. Nicely done. Wow.
Whoa.
Stunning picture of the Statue of Liberty. I do not have any good pictures of that.
Very suggestive.
You're just seeing them everywhere. These 2 pictures are redundant. The second one is definitely the better composition choice. Wow. That's a great shot of the Statue of Liberty.
They got a genuine wow out of you.
And you could drop that one. That's a beautiful shot too. Yeah. Something about that strikes me.
I like the birds. They have good pictures.
So that needs a little paring down. I do want to check out Detroit because I'm just really interested in Detroit.
You really want to go to Detroit.
I really do. It's at an interesting point in its history.
It's, to say the least.
Yeah. I gotta say, I did not expect to see lighthouse pictures here. In my mind, I think of the urban destruction that's going on right now.
Well, maybe you just don't know.
But we're seeing the beautiful and charming side of Detroit. Kind of modern day postcards of Detroit. Okay, great shots.
I want to see Philly.
Okay.
I just like looking at their pictures.
Yeah, these are good shots.
I didn't even know that was in Philly.
Yeah, we've been to Philly several times, but never really as photographers, always just on social visits. Just 3 shots in here.
Social visits.
That just means we haven't been working in Philly.
Just sounds so formal. We went to Philly for social visits.
We socialized with humans. All right.
Nice.
June has a picture of himself.
I like his quote, the harder I work, the luckier I get.
I like that quote. That's good.
You're good.
Contact page.
Oh, I like he has a schedule.
Okay, that's cool. I want to put an email up there. It doesn't look like you're for hire necessarily, so you don't need a pricing page. He's hosting his website at Squarespace.
Good job.
The all-in-one hosting provider. If you feel like also getting an awesome portfolio to make your pictures look great, go to squarespace.com/Tony. And if you decide to sign up after your 14-day free trial, no credit card required, what's that coupon code they use? I know you know it by now.
Portraits.
Oh, no.
Portfolio.
No.
Review.
No.
Suggestive.
Phallus.
Phallus.
The coupon code is photolive.
That's a terrible
Never listen
coupon
to Chelsea. Code. Photolive.
Now everybody knows I don't listen to anything you say. Oh, darn.
Well, thanks for submitting your portfolio. If you want to submit your own portfolio, go to scp.io/link and just type it in.
I want to hear what the peanut gallery is saying. My favorite is the comments.
You know, I want to do one thing. I just want to see if he had anything to say about Squarespace. I've always used Flickr. This is June's quote about his feelings on Squarespace. I've always used Flickr as a place to share my pictures. However, it never stood out as there are no customizations to the layout. And yeah, you know, Flickr 500 pics, you can get portfolios there, but they're not very flexible. They look like everybody else's portfolios. You can do everything with Squarespace, but you can also use one of their templates and not do anything technical. After following you guys on YouTube for a while, I started to grasp the idea of setting up a Squarespace to see if it fit my need. And within an hour, I was able to put my idea together on Squarespace with the layout that I had in mind. I've since then signed up for a year of subscription to get my own domain name. They give it to you free if you sign up for a year. And I'm so happy that I was able to get the domain that I've always wanted for my photography via Squarespace. Oh, and then he has some nice words about us. Do you want to read that?
Tony, your videos have always been very inspiring to me, and I love the interaction that you have with Chelsea. That's me.
Oh, I love the interactions that we have together too.
Social interactions?
We socially interact, and I enjoy it. I'm turning a little Borg with that headset.
Yeah, you did. You got a little weird. I agree with him. I was so excited when I set up mine too, just because it was easy and it looked good. And I'm not as patient as Erky. I couldn't spend weeks setting up a portfolio, so I like it.
Mohammed Alamir, you've heard of him.
He's my friend.
He just now sent us this picture, so we're reviewing it live. Fantastic photo. Oh, he must have done this with the remote control thing.
Oh.
So that's a great example.
That's so smart.
And aren't wildlife pictures so compelling when they're done with wide angle?
And from their point of view, I feel like I'm one of those birds.
You really do, don't you? And I get so, we all do the telephoto thing, and you get a huge lens.
Look at the baby.
You get one look.
The baby's like, I know you're gonna share that, bitch. Babies swear.
So I've loved every picture I've ever seen of yours, Mohammed, and I love that one too. No exception.
Mohammed's just a nice guy too. We meet so many great people doing this crazy job.
Yeah, we really do. Okay. Oh wait, whose pictures? Oh, it says right there. Kuro photo. This is a picture of flowers, and flowers I think are. I always feel like flower pictures need that one extra thing.
A bee.
They need a bee, or this has
Crazy
a little bit
lighting.
of dew on it, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like backlighting is good if you can get it.
But it's still a nice picture.
But it's a nice solid picture, perfectly in focus, well exposed.
That's a beautiful picture.
I'm gonna take a guess. Golden Gate Bridge.
I don't think so.
Been there a couple of times, and this is a beautiful shot of it. There's like a hill over it, and the last time we were in San Francisco, we went a couple of times, and all we could see is a wall of fog because it's San Francisco. But this is a beautiful shot on a nice clear day.
But you know what? When you find yourself hating that fog, you just have to remind yourself that that's how the redwoods grow.
Good point.
Just keeping it positive,
You're
Tony.
just glass half full today, aren't you?
Not really. I finished my iced coffee.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. What else? I like these pictures.
Okay, I'll pull up a couple other pictures.
Keep going. Do we have time? Oh, we only have a few more minutes.
We got all the time in the world.
Ooh, Bill Peppa's.
Bill Peppa's beautiful picture.
That is beautiful.
He's our screener today, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for
thank you, Bill.
Thanks for screening for us, Bill. We really appreciate the favor. And beautiful picture. I mean, wow, is that one exposure? I'm assuming this is in the city somewhere. It's clearly artificially lit in the foreground. I don't know how you got the night sky to be that crystal clear. Maybe it was a super cold night, but a beautiful shot of the stars. Grizzly bear.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he is cute.
That's a great picture. I love the flowers. It just adds something else to the picture. His pose is nice.
Oh, this is Chris
Greenwood, yeah.
Yeah, great shot, Chris. 400 millimeters. Wow.
I would be nervous.
Yeah, you must have been freaky close to this. Great shot. Really fantastic. It looks like he took it just a few days ago. Beautiful with the flowers.
I think I saw it on the Facebook thing like yesterday or something.
I love his expression. Look at his little lips.
And here he's got that overcast sky that he was saying that he likes.
Yeah,
like
that nice soft lighting. It does look good.
Wow. We were just taking pictures of baby robins in a nest, but I just couldn't get such a nice clean angle. This is absolutely perfect. You managed to get both of them pretty close to in focus. They're calling out.
They think you're going to feed them.
Yeah, you're teasing them, but fantastic shot. What do you feel like looking at? You want to look at some more pictures or a portfolio?
I like looking at the pictures.
Okay. We'll do some more individual pictures. Pop up some more. Everybody's on 500 pics.
There was someone on Twitter that submitted their picture. Let me see if I can find it, because it really meant a lot to them.
Oh, the Mustang Mach-1 is one of my favorite cars of all time. I'm not a huge Mustang guy. I'm more in the Camaro camp, but the Mustang Mach-1 is one of the exceptions from like the early 70s with that fastback. Anyway, gorgeous car, great lighting on it, great angle. You know, if I can make a suggestion, it might be to crank those wheels towards the camera a little bit. I like to see the fat end of that front tire. A little bit of a steeper angle on the front wheels. But I love what you did with the lighting. Maybe it's even, what do you call it, light painted.
Yeah.
With still life subjects. I love to just set a long exposure and paint it with light. Because I can't imagine, maybe it's under a street light or something, but it looks like it might be light painted. Fantastic shot, don't you think?
Very cool. So I wanted to see if we could find Isaac Qureshi.
How do you spell that?
ISAACQURESHI. He submitted it at sdp.io/link.
Is he a dentist?
I don't know.
It's on Twitter?
No, not on Twitter. He submitted it.
Oh. Okay.
Is he a dentist?
He might be a dentist. We don't know. So this looks like his portfolio on Flickr.
Yeah, I think that's what he wanted us to look at. I can't.
You have any feelings about this picture?
I don't even want to. Stop. This is
That's a great
picture.
expression. I love that too. What an unusual portrait. Just like a flat expression, even lighting.
I like that
it's really striking.
His portraits are a little bit uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and I like that.
I like that picture too. It just made me just stop and look at it, and just notice it. These are all great shots, striking pictures.
Nice street photography.
Yeah.
That next one's a bit redundant. I'd take that out, and as well as the next one.
Yeah. I have a feeling he's particularly close to her, and so he feels a little more drawn to her pictures.
He's stalking her. This one's great. Love that light.
Yeah, smoke is terrible for you, but it's great photographically.
Yeah.
Especially when it's backlit like that. I like that a lot. I love street photography. It's such a slice of life. I think this is the same people. I definitely like them from the back better.
Yeah,
There
and this one,
like
she looks like, leave me alone.
Damn paparazzi.
That's cute.
That's a great moment.
Wow, so he has a lot of nice pictures. I think it'd be nice to see them in categories, though.
Yeah, it's time to get a real portfolio, because this is Flickr, which means it's going to be like an unlimited photo stream.
Just try Squarespace for free. It doesn't cost anything for the first 14 days. You don't have to buy it. You don't need a credit card. And it only takes like, not even an hour to set one up.
Yeah, you can go to squarespace.com/Tony. Coupon code photolive.
Who's this?
This
Kevin?
is a panorama of, I'm going to nail this, Niagara Falls. But they're on the American side.
Look at this tiny, tiny one right here. I never saw that one.
Yeah, it's just like the disappointing child of the Niagara Falls.
Yeah. This
Never
is the
quite
real
lived
one.
up.
It's a nice picture.
Yeah, it is. It looks like they HDR'd it up a little bit, but it turned out good.
Remember when we met that woman in Turkey and she said it was her dream to see wildlife at Niagara Falls, and we had to break it to her and be like, Niagara Falls is a city with haunted houses and
wax museums and bars and clubs and
The falls are beautiful. And the town's super fun too, but she thought it was like just you had to hike out to the middle of nowhere to see it.
Yeah, she thought it was like isolated and quiet and natural, and it's not. There's a constant stream of boats with people in rain slickers, and it's like an amusement park, basically.
Yeah, there's me screaming, drinking a beer. That's how I thought, what I thought the pyramids were like. I was like, yeah, I want to see the pyramids, like ride out on a camel. And then I saw a picture of like KFC across the street. Come on, guys.
Wow, great shot.
That's beautiful.
I love the leading line of the sidewalk in the foreground there. Gorgeous colors.
Those colors are gorgeous.
First I was checking this out to see if it was a comp, because anytime you're taking a picture of a boat and you get a long exposure, which this is, then the boat ends up moving.
Yeah.
But this boat
doesn't move.
Yeah. It must just be big enough that it's still, or it's attached to something and it's just holding still. Great shot. I don't know what I would do different. Maybe just be careful with the HDR. It looks like some of it's getting a little blurry, which can happen. In chapter 11, there's a stunning photography. There's a video showing you how to manually blend multiple exposures. So sometimes I'll do that and combine it with HDR processing just to, in the places where HDR causes you to lose clarity or introduces haloing or something.
We have to specify it's Tony Northrup's book, Stunning Digital Photography. Because we just recently found out that someone completely put the title of our book in their book to boost their rankings on Amazon.
Yeah, they wrote kind of an inexpensive, unedited, just
unedited?
Slapped together. Very unedited.
Did you read the preview?
I did.
He said to address tripods, they can be good sometimes. That's what he wrote.
Yeah, so if you get that book, you might not be happy with it.
It's not us.
No. But it's a new thing where people are writing ebooks and they're just stealing other people's titles to confuse people.
That's what made me mad about this guy. It wasn't just us. He did it with diet books, the top diet books. He would make a similar cover and similar title, and then you read the previews, and he doesn't know anything about the subject. He's just hoping to make a few bucks, kind of piggybacking off of other people's keywords and success. It's completely unethical.
Yeah. So look for that cover right there.
Look for me drowning on the cover.
This is a really cute, not a damselfly, I think. I love the selective focus here. It looks like he's got a nice little smile even.
He's smiling?
Don't you feel like he's happy?
Cheese!
Great shot. Perfect. Ah, the lilies. That's really nice.
This picture is very beautiful, but this website is so distracting.
Oh, yeah, what is this? Oh my God.
tinypic.com.
So, yeah, we could suggest a better website to host your pictures. And don't believe these things, people. I wish, balance-wise, there were a little more space above the flowers here, because there's more space below it.
Yeah.
Maybe you cropped it a little and you can go back and uncrop that part.
Still very nice.
Beautiful light, though.
This is a romantic moment.
Couple of cicadas.
Kissing.
Yeah, preparing for their long sleep. Great shot, nice soft light. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Chelsea's pointing that we're almost out of time. So I have a couple more pictures open.
Okay.
Let me just go through these.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. It's like a still life. It is a still life.
Yeah, that must be an actual arrangement. I love the reflection and the soft lighting. Very unusual,
yeah.
It's striking. It's beautiful. Nicely done.
Oh, I love these guys.
Yeah, little jumping spiders. They're so cute, and that's a really nice shot of them.
I like them when they're not near me.
Maybe front focused a little. I know it's so hard to try to get the eyes in focus, but it looks sharp regardless. Nicely done.
Yeah, it's
nice. Can we just look real quickly and make sure we didn't miss any comments or questions or anything? Alexander Sokolov, would you give me some advice for catching lightning? What I suggest doing is using the technique I suggest for star trails, which involves taking 30-second exposures over and over again using a remote shutter trigger. That's in chapter 10 of Stunning Digital Photography. Just do the star trail steps, and that'll work out perfect for lightning. Somebody says they do have focusing problems with the 18 to 135, but in low light. And yeah, that you'll always get focusing problems in low light, especially It's a fairly slow lens at f5.6. If you were to get a faster lens, like an f2.8 lens, would let in 4 times more light. So therefore, you could focus like you had 4 times more light.
Yeah.
Just be a little faster. But that's not a problem with the camera. That's just kind of how they work. Neil Cycling, how long have you been taking pictures? What about you, Chelsea?
6 years professionally, and then before that casually for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, I started just casually in '98, so you do the math on that.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember when I started professionally.
Probably like 10 years ago or something.
No, it must have been like 2001 or 2002. So yeah, I guess about there.
Yeah.
Oh, Junie PXPX would like to see his photos. I'll just see real quick if I can find Junie's picture because he submitted it last week and we didn't get to it.
Junie.
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, wait. No, we just looked at that picture. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Disappeared.
Okay, Bill Peppers is saying that that was indeed a composite photo.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of called it. Done a little bit of night photography. It's almost impossible to get great pictures of, especially the Milky Way.
Yeah.
Because those stars are so faint that you have to be like in the middle of nowhere on a cold, clear night on top of a mountain.
And you never have stars on the horizon.
With no moon, by the way.
What was that?
My GoPro's out.
Oh. Hello from Australia. I love your show. Really great. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Bungle 2010. The problem with the 70D is with very large apertures and the center focusing point, but only through the viewfinder. I don't think it would affect how they... Okay. So they're saying the problem with the 70D is only when using it with really fast lenses. And
okay.
I don't know. I guess we don't do that often with the 70D, so maybe we just have never encountered it.
Yeah.
All right. I see that's all the questions that have made it into, at least past our screener. And to better or worse, there were no rude comments today.
It says, none today. Yay. No trolls. Woo! I think I scared away all the trolls when I started bullying them.
Well, thanks, Bill Peppers, for volunteering to be our screener. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill.
Happy birthday to Justin.
Thank you.
Justin!
And thank you, Squarespace, for making this possible by being our sponsor.
My dreams come true.
If you want your own website, go to squarespace.com/Tony. And if you decide to sign up after the free trial, no credit card required, use the coupon code photolive. That just lets them know that you found them through us, and that helps our show go on. And that gets you 10% off. So we appreciate you, Squarespace, and we appreciate you guys who use our sponsors' services. Check us out next week, probably at 5. We're usually Thursdays at 5 Eastern Time.
Yeah.
We're scheduling around the World Cup because we're not going to compete with that.
I can't bite people.
And go USA, we're still kind of in it.
Yay.
Kind of. Woo!
Woo, kind of.
We lost, but thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.